Hi guys, it's Mrs. Peterson, that lady who teaches art, and today we're going to talk about how to actually start sculpting your animal. So you guys have already selected an animal that you're going to make your sculpture out of, and today you're going to get a package of air dry clay. Each of you will get one package. So you're going to open this up. Maybe. I'm going to cheat and use scissors. And inside you all have the exact same amount. And you are going to use this to create your animal. So you need to think about how much you need for the different parts of your animal. If yours is like a dog or a cat or something where it has a body and 4 legs and a head, I would say at least half is going to need to be saved for the other things besides the body, or even maybe a little bit more. And then the other part can be for your body. So I would say half or a little less is for the body and the rest is for legs, especially if yours has a tail and a detailed head. You might even need to take a little more back, okay? And you're going to make your body, and then you're just going to stick the legs right on when you get them all formed. You can form them. Make sure you don't forget about like the shape of the foot, and it should be like flat in the bottom. A lot of times the legs are thicker up at the top, so you might need to come back and make it look skinnier at the bottom. And then from like their knee joint up, it usually gets thicker, just like our legs. And then when you attach it on, that'll be the leg, okay? A lot of you, I think, have pictures of it like sitting, and that will help us because then we can have our piece of clay sit right down and dry. If you need a toothpick for reinforcement, we can break a little toothpick and stick that down. Like, let's say I wanted this leg to stand up. I could stick that down in the middle of my leg to give it that support. Okay, and then just form around it so that that leg is stronger. Okay, and if I had all 4 of those, my animal would stand up. Okay, if you're doing like a turtle, you could use probably a lot more of your clay for the shell, and then you would need less for the head and the legs and the little tail because there's not very many of those. You can also, let's say I am doing the shell of the turtle. You can use your tools to draw in your shapes or your textures on the actual animal. So like the turtle has the shell like that. And you'd look at your drawing really specifically and see what the design looks like. You can draw that right in with this. We will be painting these next class when they're dry. But if you want to get those details in. Another thing is if you've got fur, you may want to give it a texture, which I think you should, a texture of fur by just doing little jabs into it so it looks. Now don't do them every which way, right? The fur always, if you can see that, the fur always goes one direction. But you're going to get your animal built like that. An animal that is sitting or laying is going to be a lot easier to do than one that's standing up. So you might want to think about that when you are doing your piece. But we definitely have toothpicks if you need to have a little support. And I will be around to help anybody who needs assistance. So any extra clay, let's say you had your thing done and you had this much clay left, even if it's just a little tiny piece, I'm going to have a Ziploc baggie for that. And you'll put that in there, and then another student can use it for another project. So nobody gets to take any clay home. Otherwise, probably you'd make your piece like this big and take the rest home, right? So, and then we're just going to leave them to dry. Make sure you write your name on your cardboard piece that you're building on. I have Sharpies downstairs for that, so that we know whose is whose, and then also put which class you're in if you're 5A, B, or C. All right, guys, can't wait to see what you create.